Thank you, and good morning, Commissioners. Excuse me. Jennifer Savage, Surfrider Foundation. So I'm just going to do a quick presentation on Goleta Beach, which I believe everybody is probably familiar with at this point. Just a quick history, very quick history. Goleta Beach was subject to 2 emergency revetment permits between 2002 and 2015, both of which have remained in place to this day. Those emergency revetments plus previous unpermitted revetments totaled 1,200 foot of rock armoring. In 2015, and in a perfect example of how emergency revetments turn into permanent ones, the Commission permitted the entire revetment for a 20-year term, and then in January 2017, the Commission approved the installation of an additional 948 feet. So there's over 2,000 feet of rock there. And as we've discussed before, there are also chronic and consistent violations at that location. There's been a long history of the revetment repeatedly becoming exposed, the county running heavy equipment on the beach, additional rocks added, safe access not maintained, debris related to the revetment not removed, beach grooming performed 10 hours after a Grunion run, et cetera, et cetera. So I wanted to talk about the Grunion. First of all, Grunion do not migrate, and they only live for a few years at most. So it's really important that they have a place to be. And I was looking up some information about Grunion, and the Department of Fish and Wildlife has this really lovely brochure called The Amazing Grunion by Jeremy Platt. And so from that, along Southern California's sandy beaches from March through September, one of the most remarkable life cycles in the sea is completed. The California Grunion comes ashore to spawn. California Grunion are small silvery fish found only along the coast of Southern California and northern Baja. Most people would be unaware of their existence were it not for the unique spawning behavior of these fish. Unlike other fish, Grunion come completely out of the water to lay their eggs in the wet sand of the beach, and if this behavior were not strange enough, Grunion makes these excursions only on particular nights, 3 to 4 nights after the highest tide associated with each new or full moon, and then only for a 1 to 3 hour period each night following high tides. So they are quite amazing. They also really need sand. It's imperative to the process because they deposit their eggs during the highest tide of the month, and then those eggs incubate in the sand during lower tides, so they won't be disturbed by wave action. Grunion are not abundant despite the local concentrations, and one of the most critical problems, again according to Fish and Wildlife, is the loss of habitat due to beach erosion, which of course is made worse by hard armoring. So I'll very quickly go through these photos. As you can see, this is Goleta Beach. These are just from a week ago. So they have nowhere to go. They're just up against the rocks. It's really terrible. And I don't know what to do about Goleta Beach. It's probably like really too late to do anything there. But I urge you to keep this example in mind when it comes to emergency permits and allowing hard armoring, because the beach is California's most critical resource, and not only the Grunions depend on it, but so do we, as a place to live, to work, to play, and I urge you to consider these kind of things going forward. Thank you.